Challenger Zastava ZPAP M70, caliber 7.62 by 39. Target is at 508 yards. There is a 1 point per hit, 10 rounds, 60 seconds. Let's go. I think we damaged that target. I don't know where the hits went, impossible to tell with the iron sights. I don't want to look through the scope, let's just drive to the target. Holy cow, guys, this is a rape on that target. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think the 9th went to the stand. Of course, this one won't count, but 8 hits on the target. I am more than happy with the performance with the ZPAP. This is absolutely jaw-dropping, guys. This is not the new rifle. This is the same Zastava which went and survived the 5,000 rounds test. So all the drops, water dips, sand tornado, this rifle went through all of this, and it still maintains an absolutely jaw-dropping precision, and I was accurate enough to put 8 out of 10 on target. That's 80% hit ratio with the standard full metal jacket ammo. Absolutely jaw-dropping. I honestly did not thought that this is going to be possible, especially because of the mileage that rifle already has. So this is jaw-dropping. Now, how I was aiming with that setting on a 5, my front post was at like I could see just barely, because at that distance, guys, you're not seeing a lot of details, of course, okay, past 500, but I could see the blackening from the tire. So I was holding the front post right at the top of the tire, because you were asking me in the previous videos how I'm holding. So this below the target, the way how this rifle is zeroed is so I can engage those targets, and that front by seeing the target, right, a little bit the target at 500 yards. I got a picture of through the iron sights, but you cannot see much in the picture. Trust me, you cannot see much in the real life too, but there is that white blob, and I like that white blob sit on the top of my front post. So that worked out perfectly, and the results are absolutely, I would say, devastating. So the Zastava takes right now the king of the irons away from the Chinese milled AK. That's going to be hard to beat, because I think the time, I had plenty of time left on the clock as well. But let's talk about also what is the ZPAP M70, where this rifle came from. So how we get into the Zastava ZPAP M70, I'll tell you in a second. Please let me know in the comments below first which rifle you would like to see go through the King of the Irons challenge next. Alright, going back to Zastava. You may know that the Zastava actually was very known by producing cars and not the rifles. That's how I heard first about the Zastava when I was living in Poland. You can see those cars. Here you know them as a Yugo cars, right? And they did not have a really good reputation. But that's how the socialistic governments were kind of disguising the production, arms production, under those innocent factories. So Zastava was producing cars. I remember from Poland, Fabryka Broni Radom, or Weapons Factory Radom, was producing sewing machines. So a lot of fun. But going back to Zastava M70, the program on those rifles started actually in the 50s. At that time, Yugoslavian army was looking for modernization, and they wanted to have some new infantry weapons, right? So Zastava engineers went to work. Of course, they could not consult with the Soviets because Yugoslavia, despite being a socialist country, did not have a good relationship with the Soviet Union. That didn't stop them, and they started developing really cool concepts. Before this form, they were trying to have the milled receiver, bolt hold opener for their system, gas shut-off system for shooting the grenades, all cool features, threaded barrels and things like this. Unfortunately, because of the lack of the funding, these programs were chopped or modified, and the Yugoslavian army ended up with the M70 in more or less form like you are seeing here. So the milled receiver was gone, but we do have a thicker than AKM receiver. This one has 1.5 millimeter thickness on the walls. Also, as you can see, the Zastava opted out for the much bigger so-called bulged trunnion to support the barrel. Then we do have some innovations like that push button for opening and removing dust cover, and of course the side roll for mounting the optics differs from the standard AKM, and you need to have so-called Yugo style optic mounts. On that note, don't forget that you can get them from the AK Operators Union store. Plaque underneath, you can see the address, support the AKOU store, because this store keeps the videos going. But going back to Zastava, so all the work and changes took time. As I said, there were a lack of funds, but fortunately, around at the beginning of the 70s, the Yugoslavian army ended up with more or less this version of the rifle. And the good news is, to this day, the Zastava exports them to United States, and the Zastava USA imports them out of Serbia, because as we know, Yugoslavia ceased to exist after the Civil War. So you can still buy those rifles. Are they exactly the same as the military version? Unfortunately not, and that's because of our crazy import laws. So these rifles are coming kind of neutered a little bit from their military version, but Zastava USA does a fantastic job here in the United States to convert them a little bit back so they can support taking the standard AK Max, and basically you have this ZPAP M70 model available. There's no full auto version either, right, on it here in the United States. So it is what it is. Again, that's not Zastava USA's fault. It is problem with our import laws. Anyhow, going back again to the rifle, yes, this rifle performed very, very well. And yes, this is the ZPAP M70, which I purchased, oh my gosh, quite a few years ago. And that rifle went through all the 5,000 rounds tests, all the torturing drops and everything, and it still delivered a jaw-dropping performance. I could not be more happy with it. I think that if you are looking for the first AK rifle, I always say you should start with the imports, because with the one stroke of the pen, the imports could be gone overnight, just like we learned from the past, right? So Zastava ZPAP rifles should be on your radar. Definitely, yeah, I will look at them when you're choosing the rifle, and you could be very happy person, just like I am, with the one, and I would not regret buying it. I think they are really worth it for what the Zastava USA is asking. They're worth that kind of money. So that should be on your radar. Are those perfect all the time? No, everyone has from time to time the quality control issues. But from my understanding, even if there is some sort of dilemma, Zastava USA really takes care of their customers, and their customer service tries to work with the customer and help and fix all the issues. So that's why I'm saying I recommend Zastava USA rifles. I think this is a good starter rifle, that the gateway drug, and you will be happy with the performance. Now, one of the differences between the standard AKMs and the Zastava rifles is, like I said, you have to watch out for the accessories, so that optic mount will be different, the rails will be different, and the stock mounting is different versus the regular AKMs. So you have to keep that on the back of your mind, that you will have to start looking for so-called Yugo style accessories if you want to start pimping out this rifle. Alright, that's it from me. Please let me know in the comments what you think about the performance of the ZPAP M70. If you have any notes you would like to put out, please feel free to do so, and I'll be watching those comments for the first 24 hours for sure and trying to answer to anything what you can ask about. Alright, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.